General Hospital GH. Spoilers reveal that Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vagenos, may say 5 awful words to Kristina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mansi, after the car sabotage gets exposed. There are a lot of messy layers to this storyline that could end in disaster for Kristina. Although Kristina thought she was cutting the brakes on Ava Jerome's Mora West vehicle, she inadvertently cut the brakes on Rick Lansing's Rick Hurst car instead. Rick could have lost his life in that crash, so that's problem number 1. Kristina and Molly are just now getting their relationship back on track after all the deceased baby drama, so the last thing Kristina wants is to ruin their progress. However, Kristina is definitely setting herself up for major backlash by piling on the lies and playing the role of the supportive sister. Even if Molly could forgive Kristina for putting Rick's life in danger, she may not be able to forgive this level of deception. Kristina lied about doing inventory in the stockroom all evening and then left Molly in the dark on Rick's crash. It was despicable to watch Kristina pretend nothing was wrong while Molly's dad was busy getting rushed to the hospital. Of course, the GH Chapel incident was pretty bad too. Kristina was basically saying a prayer in hopes that her mistake wouldn't cause Rick's grim fate when Molly and Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, walked in. Since Molly only overheard a portion of what Kristina said, she was thankful for the support and threw herself into Kristina's arms. Kristina is the whole reason Rick's ordeal happened, but she's letting Molly think she's this saintly sister who's coming to her rescue. That's only going to add to Molly's anger once Kristina's secret ultimately gets exposed. The truth has a way of coming out in Port Charles, so Kristina really needs to go ahead and start making some predictions about Molly's fury. In the end, Molly may say these 5 awful words to Kristina: "You're not my sister anymore." Kristina may push Molly over the edge and cause Molly to cut ties completely. General Hospital spoilers say Molly and Kristina have plenty more issues ahead of them, so stick with us for updates on all the horrible news and fierce face-offs to come. Port Charles has never seen a more twisted web of lies, betrayal, and broken relationships than the one that's currently unraveling between sisters Molly Lansing Davis, Kristen Vagenos, and Kristina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mansi. As the car sabotage Kristina thought she had committed against Ava Jerome, Mora West, comes to light, there are repercussions that could tear the sisters apart for good. The tragic events that unfolded when Rick Lansing, Rick Hurst, nearly lost his life are only the beginning of the nightmare for Kristina. What was meant to be a simple act of sabotage against Ava's vehicle ended in a dangerous mistake. Kristina had mistakenly cut the brakes of Rick's car instead. The consequences were catastrophic, and Rick's life was nearly taken in a horrific crash that could have ended in tragedy for the entire family. As the dust settles, it becomes clear that there are layers to this storyline that no one could have predicted, and one of the most damaging aspects is the destruction of the fragile bond between Kristina and her sister, Molly. Just as Molly and Kristina had started to rebuild their relationship after the traumatic loss of their baby, a secret like this is the last thing that Kristina needed to expose. But it's Kristina's deception and the lies she's woven that could ultimately prove too much for Molly to forgive. In the wake of Rick's accident, Kristina went to great lengths to conceal her involvement, pretending nothing was wrong while her own father fought for his life. While Molly remained blissfully unaware of the truth, Kristina played the role of the supportive sister, offering false comfort and pretending she had no part in the chaos. This facade, however, didn't last long. When Molly overheard a prayer from Kristina in the GH Chapel, she mistakenly believed that Kristina was a caring sister genuinely concerned for Rick. What Molly didn't know was that Kristina was actually praying for Rick's survival because of her own guilt, the guilt of having caused the crash, of being the reason her father had almost died. Instead of confessing her guilt, Kristina continued to lie, allowing Molly to think she was the innocent, loving sister offering support in a time of crisis. But Molly isn't the type to be kept in the dark forever. The truth will come out, as it always does in Port Charles, and when it does, there's no telling how far Kristina's betrayal will push Molly. Kristina has already done enough to hurt her sister, but it's her lies, her failure to come clean and admit what she's done, that might just be the breaking point. Molly's pain, once exposed to the full extent of Kristina's deception, could lead her to make a heartbreaking decision.